Hi everyone, it's Albert from the AUDL, and today we're going to be doing a writing workshop for the Speech Bowl. And specifically today, we're going to focus on introductions. So the structure of an introduction is pretty simple. You first have a hook, then you want to establish background and content, state your thesis, and there are some other considerations in between. Let's start by looking at the component of a hook. So a hook is really just 1 to 2 sentences that are meant to grab your audience's attention. This can be done with voice as well. So make sure that your hook is something that you write and you have your voice ingrained inside of it. Optimally, hooks are pretty short and sweet. And ultimately, if you can't come up with something creative and it's like the last night of the thing that you have to prepare your speech, using a quote is okay, but once again, it is better to have your own voice ingrained inside of your hook because that will make you sound more passionate about your topic. So the example here that we provided is that while vaccines are crucial for our public health, the specifics still matter. In the case of mandatory vaccinations, forcing the issue will only make matters worse. And so this is trying to say that we have to look closer at the issue and we have to look at really the delivery mechanism, and it's supposed to be like an attention grabber. The next step in writing your introduction is to establish some background and context, where you give some key definitions and information that are relevant to the topic. This is going to be 1 to 2 sentences, and you should keep this succinct, and you can use evidence if you have any. So, for example, experts agree that 80% of people need to take the COVID-19 vaccine for it to be effective, yet polling numbers only show that 60% of the population would. And so this establishes where the background behind this mandated vaccine debate starts. And really the last component of your introduction is the thesis. And the thesis is a 1 sentence statement of your intentions. And after you say your thesis, it should be crystal clear of what you and your speech are standing for. And the last bit of the thesis should preview the arguments that you make inside of your speech. And so the example thesis that we give, and there should be a transition from the background, is that the United States should adopt a universal child health care system because of X, Y, and Z. And so the transition from the background is usually because whatever your background stated, the United States should because X, Y, and Z are previews of your arguments. So they should be like 5 through 10 words about or summations of what your speech and your body contains. And the last consideration or other considerations that you should have when writing your introduction are transitions and timing. With transitions, you want to utilize transitions between the hook and the background to the thesis. And a transition should create flow between each component. It doesn't have to be outright. You don't have to say next every single time. You just have to make sure that the sentences fit together good. As for timing, in a short speech of around 3 minutes, my typical rule is that you don't want to spend over 30 through 45 seconds on the introduction. Anything over that amount of time would likely be too long and it would be cutting out the actual bodies of your evidence, and that's where your speech should focus. That's about it for introduction writing. Good luck, everyone.